Hello everyone, happy Friday, TGIF. So, today we are going to do a toast. It is the last day of May, which is the last day of Mental Health Awareness Month. And in the spirit of that, I saved up all my crazy, I think, for the one last day. So, we're going to have a bit of a cocktail. Not like I said yesterday, this is, what the hell am I drinking? Poland Spring Sparkling Water. The lights are a little low, I believe. And for those of you who don't know what the smoky part of Smokey Steve is, see as the subscribers run. So, for anyone who's not privy to any of my mental health background, I was diagnosed in 2009 with bipolar disorder, and I've had a history of anxiety going back to when I was in the uterus, and I've had difficulties with eating disorders off and on since I was a teen. Now, and I used to drink a little. And I played with drugs. So I've been in recovery from all that stuff with a few rough spots, but pretty much it hasn't been wrecking my life since about 2012. Now, there's been bumps along the way, and you have the rough day here and there. I mean, that's not part of having a mental illness, that's part of having a life. But today was particularly challenging. One of my friends, and she's an author, Maria Hornbacher, wrote in her book Madness, here's the hell of it, madness doesn't announce itself. Today it certainly did not. Today we're going no hat. I accidentally shaved my beard off yesterday because I cut my lip shaving, and I thought rather than try to fix it, I'd get rid of it. You're lucky I'm not sitting here in a wife beater with my loose skin hanging all over myself. It's kind of a let it all hang out sort of mood. But, got up this morning, threw my legs off the side of the bed after the alarm went off, stared at the floor, and contemplated whether I really need to work anymore anyway. Then looked at my clothes and felt overcome with despair. So I usually get my clothes and I run out of the bedroom because Mark was still asleep, and I don't turn the lights on and try to get ready in there. So I bring everything to the living room, shoe band it off the chair, and sit down. And then I stare at the floor a little longer. Then I went and used the bathroom and was trying to pump myself up. I was trying to use Mark's technique, which helped for a little bit. To replace some positive thoughts. So I'm trying to get myself in the mood of yeah, it's Friday, the weekend's coming. I don't do anything on the weekends, which is what's exciting, actually. Trying to get off soda. So by that time, I'm giddy. I dance into my clothes and all but skip to work. It's about a 4-block walk. Get to work at 9. By 9:30, I have my head in my hands, and I'm thinking, what have I done? Could I go home early? I've been there half an hour. I'm holding all this in because, I'm allegedly high functioning, which means I hide my crazy until it explodes, and then everyone says, what happened? He was doing so well. So I muscled through the morning, more or less, and then around lunchtime I had to get on the road to go to a meeting that was about, probably about an hour drive away. I travel a lot for work by car, and I'm a very nervous driver anyway. And our agency has about 6 cars. And depending on how far you're driving, you take the oldest car with the most mileage. So if you're going 50 miles, you get the clunker. If you're going 500 miles, you get the nice new one. So since I was only going 100 round trip, I got one that was not so nice. But, I mean, they all run. They're all inspected. So get my stuff together. I have an appointment that was supposed to be at 3. I moved it to 2. It ended up being closer to 3 anyway. Get my stuff in the car, and I start driving. It's about 6 blocks to get on the interstate in Scranton from where my office is. I'm driving the car, and it's herky-jerky, kind of. It's I hit the gas, and it vrooms, and then it feels like I've put the brake on, and it rolls to a stop. I have to put my foot all the way to the floor to get the actual brakes to work, and it's making noises like it might stall when I go to stoplights. So, I can't pull apart at this point whether or not the car is malfunctioning, or I am. I'm going to put money on it being me. So, I turn around and drive back to the office, and I see my boss outside, and I had already sent a text. We have a group text at the office, so when you go somewhere, you text everybody to let them know you're going to be out. I had already sent that one out, and then she comes out for lunch outside to have a cigarette, and I'm out there chain smoking. She's like, weren't you supposed to have left already? I was like, yeah, but I left and came back because the car feels like it's falling apart, and I'm not sure if it's me or if it's the car, but I'm a nervous driver, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And she grabs the keys. Not grabs, she, gently asks for them, and says, maybe we can see if you can take a different car. And that's fine with me. I wasn't nervous about the driving. I was nervous about driving a car that would break down. So luckily another coworker comes, I get the keys from her, and I get on the road. Now, I'm still rattled a little bit from this. I have a huge, huge fear of being in a car that's going to break down. I don't know why. I don't know where it comes from. There was a 3-month period where I wouldn't even get in my own car. Mark would drive, and if we were going to the grocery store, he would drive and I would walk and meet him there. The crazy runs deep. It runs deep. I don't usually call people I work with or other folks with mental health concerns crazy, but I will call myself whatever I damn well please. So, get in this car, get on the interstate. And it's not, cherry, but it's functional. And so I feel safe in the vehicle. Now I'm going on the interstate and I'm getting chest tightening, heart palpitations. I feel like I've been doing a plank, like that exercise, for about 20 minutes because my stomach is clenched. I'm locked at 2 and 10, just like this. My jaw's clenched. I can't really open my mouth. So I can't even do my bad coping skills in the car because it's a company vehicle, so there's no smoking or anything. I put the radio on, I'm trying to sing along, trying to keep myself up and up and up, and it's ramping me up even more. So I call Mark, and I shouldn't be on the phone in the car, as distracted as I am. That was a dumb thing to do. But I wasn't near a rest stop right away. So I call him. I was like, do you have 2 minutes? He's on his way out the door. I said, I think it did. The bottom line was I was having a panic attack. I had a panic attack while I was driving. It was very scary. Now, I knew it was a panic attack. I didn't think I was having a heart attack. The two can feel very similar. I guess I would probably have to ask someone who's had a heart attack and a panic attack if they're similar. But reportedly, they're close. So I'm talking to him while I'm having heart palpitations, and at this point the interstate splits from 2 lanes to 3 because I live in the mountains and everything splits into 3 lanes so that the rigs have their own slow lane and the rest of us can just drive by. So I'm stuck behind a rig, everyone's speeding past me, I can't get around it, I kind of don't care, I'm looking off the side and it's like a straight drop off. I'm just, some days I'm built for it and some days I'm not. And some days it just catches me way off guard. I haven't had a panic attack in a while. So I get to the next rest stop and I stop and get out for a cigarette, which feels like it helps and it doesn't because nicotine's a stimulant. But I'm grasping at anything here to just keep me together. I'm not thinking super clearly either. So I get to where I have to go, and I get there a little bit early so I can kind of get myself together because I'm meeting with a couple consumers and I have to meet with them for an hour. I can't go in there like a wreck because when I meet with them, it's not about me, it's about them. So even if I'm feeling like shit, I'm going to have to suck it up. So get my stuff together, and we chat and we do what we're supposed to do, and I get back in the car. Now, I'm happy to be going home because the week is over. But I know I'm going to run into traffic. There's a couple spots where you do. And it splits into those 3 lanes again coming back. It's the intersection of Interstate 81, 80, and something else. 80 is the one that runs, I don't know, from New York City all the way, you can go cross country on it. So cross that, and then I decide I'm going to stop at the next rest stop, even though I'm already going to be late getting home because I just need a break. And now I'm starting to get hyper. I'm singing in the car like a madman. A lot of people sing in their car. But I'm singing in harmony to myself, it seems like. There's one of me, I think. So, pull over at the rest stop. I go and use the bathroom, even though I don't really have to, because I know within 2 miles I'll have to go again. And I'm standing outside, smoking, and I'm looking around, and I see a family, a Jewish family, walking their kids around. It's a rest stop, so they're getting some air. And then there was a family, and they were all speaking Spanish. And then I look over, and there's a guy pulling a boat, and he's got a Make America Great Again cap. And I'm so overcome with the unity of the rest stop that I all but broke into an audible chorus of "This land is your land, this land is my land." This. So I decide that's not a good idea. And I get back in the car, and I sing it there. And then got stuck in traffic coming home, stopped at the gas station to put the gas away that I used, and then dropped the car off. Then I'm coming home. And again, I'm listening to Lady Gaga on the walk, because I usually do. And I'm almost not quite sure if I'm doing the choreography while I'm walking. and then I start to think people are looking at me, and are they looking at me because I am in fact doing it and I'm not really aware of what I'm doing? So that was my day. So I had quite a few symptoms today. Let's go down the list. We had depression. We had probably some hypomania, definitely some paranoia, anxiety, panic. What am I missing here? I haven't eaten yet. I'm not hungry, but that's usually my eating routine anyway. Not tempted to abuse substances, which is good. Not tempted to binge or skip dinner. That's good. I did reach out for help. I called Mark. That was good. I talked to my boss when I had concerns about driving. That was good. So I did some things to handle this right. But make no mistake, I'm glad to be home where I can be crazy in the privacy of my own home. There is absolutely no plans for the evening. I am a little bit lonely, and a little concerned by myself. I don't feel unsafe. I don't feel a threat to myself or anybody else. But a lot of time alone when I'm feeling a little off is concerning. Mark's at work and my parents are out of town. And there's other people I can talk to, definitely. And I know, like, you guys are always great. But it's kind of an isolated sort of feeling. And when I'm in my head all day, even though I'm surrounded by coworkers and working with people, it's still a lonely in the crowd sort of feeling. And it's a fine line with me telling anyone about it. I have conflicted feelings about even in sharing discussions about mental health stuff that I'm experiencing. On one side, it's useful to other people, and I've given presentations about my personal lived experience and all that stuff. I'm no hero. People recover all the time. I'm nobody special with that. But some people have said it's helpful. But on the flip side, when I'm having a hard time, unless I'm telling like a family member, Mark, or a therapist, it feels like whining. I know it's just venting a lot of times, but it feels like I'm whining. And I don't like when people whine to me. You know, and there's a difference between sharing and whining. You know, if you have friends, the difference. It's one thing to get stuff off your chest and just, you know, put your heart out there and say, I'm not okay. I haven't been okay all day. Can you please lend me your ear? I don't even need feedback, just someone to talk to. That's one thing. But I always feel like, I feel guilty that it's happening to me because I feel like it's messing up everyone else's day. And then I feel guilty talking about it. And I feel guilty for the way I behave doing it. Not that breaking out into a chorus at the rest stop would have been the crime of the century, but it would have been a little peculiar. You know, I don't want to get picked up on an involuntary commitment just because I was feeling like a chorus boy. So, I'm going to spend the rest of the night here. I'm going to catch up on some channels that I have not been catching up on. I'm going to try to keep up with comments. There's a lot of new folks watching right now, and it's a wonderful thing. I'm very happy to see everybody who's come along for the ride. Mark and I do have a wide variety of content. So everything on the channel goes from mental health stuff to, like, my weight loss journey was at the beginning of the channel. There's a lot of stuff on the Mondays with Mark thing about he does some stuff with crafting. There's cooking. It's kind of all about different interests that we have. So you're not going to find probably just one type of video. The only consistent factor is me and Mark. And even Mark only came in 6 months ago, maybe. Prior to that, it was all me. So feel free to browse around and check out some of the other stuff. And I'm always open for suggestions for new content, too. I understand that the bigger the audience that you get, and please, to me, 500 is big. It's very big, you know. I had very humble expectations when I started posting videos on YouTube. It was more to just get over my own anxiety, and journaling is a lot of writing, so I thought YouTube would be easier. That was one of the reasons. But, you know, we have a large variety of stuff, so check out stuff, see what you like, see what you don't. We're doing a little bit of rethinking about some of the content we're making now, and let me know what you think. So thank y'all for watching and joining me, and do again, toast to yourself. Friday might not be the last day of your week. You may be a weekend warrior when it comes to your employment. You may not work at all. But whatever you're doing today, take a few minutes for yourself and have something bubbly, okay? If you had a bypass and you can't, drink something flat. So thank y'all for watching. Please do subscribe. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteve space, and Mark. You can follow us on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Give us a thumbs up, hit the bell so you get the alerts. We're good for about a video a day. Occasionally there's 2. I don't think we've missed a day in a while. And we will catch up with y'all tomorrow. Take care. Bye.